Have you ever asked yourself this simple question? Where do I even start? And it may be as simple as cleaning your house after the holidays, or as complex as beginning a new year. Where do I start? What's the starting point? You know, as 2020 ends and we begin the new year, 2021, we do not know what will happen in the larger world in which we live. But even more importantly and crucially, what may even happen in our lives. There are still many uncertainties that we cannot just leave behind in 2020 because the calendar year has ended. They are with us. But a new year is indeed a new start. And there is always something exciting about this, about the new, about what is to come. You know, so many people have said to me over and over again during 2020 that the pandemic, the lockdowns, the social distancing, the online learning, and so on, that all these things force them to really think about what is important in life. And you're sitting here probably have reflected on that or thought about that. If you're watching online, you probably did the same. And people mention things like family, friendships, God, love, and so on and so on. Now, it has been said that any successful beginning to anything that is meant to lead to a successful end has to have two important parts. Any good beginning of anything has to have the first part, which is setting priorities in your life, and the second part, sticking to the priorities, keeping priorities. That is to say, knowing in your heart what is truly important and what matters, and putting our time and energy there first, with the big stuff and not with the small stuff. You know, Mary's future, as we see in today's gospel, is filled with secrets, unknowns, but her strength and resolve, her faith in God and her love of Joseph and her love of Jesus made what appeared to be impossible possible. In the gospel we read this: when the shepherds saw this, they made known the message that had been told them about this child. All who heard it were amazed by what has been told them by the shepherds. And Mary kept all these things, reflecting on them in her heart. as Mary is beginning her journey, probably holding that little baby, the Son of God, as she hears all these amazing things, she may not understand everything yet at that moment. She may not have all the answers, but she walks with faith and trust and love. And the gospel so beautifully tells us she pondered on everything that was said about the child in her heart. You see, when you walk into the unknown, or the future is not clear, or answers are not readily available, if I have my priorities figured out, if I know what really matters, I will be on a solid ground. I will be fine. I will not be shaken. I will not lose focus. And that is the number one lesson that we learn from Mary. She knew what was important. She didn't have to know everything. And another simple lesson as we begin this year 2021 is that as we begin this year, God wants to bless us. God does not leave us on our own, as if to say, well, Tomasz, good luck. We'll see how it goes. God wants to actively bless you as you begin this year. God wants to bless your family. God wants to bless people that you love, your efforts, and everything you put your mind and your heart to. God wants to bless all of that with His grace. In the first reading from the book of Numbers, we read today, the Lord said to Moses, "Speak to Aaron and his sons and tell them, this is how you shall bless the Israelites. Say to them, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord let His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord look upon you kindly and give you peace." That's the blessing for us as well. And I find it rather consoling to know that God wants to bless me as I begin this new year, and I do hope that you too. My friends, Happy New Year.
For the solemnity of Mary this evening, everyone. For those of you who watched our live stream, thank you for joining us. I was thinking as Father was talking that not all of us process things the same way. And, you know, the secrets that God wants to reveal to us aren't necessarily, you know, a shining light at the end of a road. Sometimes there are things we have to go through to learn things about ourselves or about life in general. And not all of us deal with those the same way. Sometimes we need time to process. Like my wife and I have an understanding that if there's anything, a heated conversation or something difficult we're trying to talk about, that, you know, she needs to process. She's just like, I got to process this, and then we will come back to it, you know. And I respect that. And in a way, the Blessed Mother is doing that, you know. She processes these things. It doesn't say she thought about them in her brain necessarily. It says she felt them in her heart, like she needed to process it. Simeon and Anna in the temple, we heard last weekend, she needed to process those things, you know, as everyone's telling her about this son that she's holding. So thank you for being with us today. Please join us this weekend as we continue to talk about Christmas secrets and the secrets that God wants to revealed to you in your heart. God bless you all. Happy New Year to all of you.